were challenged that you can't store enough food in your RV to last for 3 months.
Americans are so apathetic.
Well, in this video, we're going to show you how we can store enough food for our family and dog for a year.
It's not rocket science, you guys. Where do we store them? There's a million places to store them in your RV. What?
I'm sorry. I'm ready for my RV trip. I got my potatoes.
Welcome back to the RV Odd Couple. My name is John.
And I'm Mercedes, and we found freedom, independence, and adventure RV in this country, and now we're building a community that loves God, family, country.
You know, and it's crazy. We're in a time right now where if you put up a video of a little, preparing or getting ready, you will be attacked like you can't believe in social media. I'm old enough where I remember my grandparents telling me about the Great Depression, and they always told me a couple things. Number one, be in good health and be able to walk a really long, take care of your feet. And they also said, always have something prepared. Be prepared for anything. And it's crazy to me how many Americans, they have no idea. And the ones that are making fun of us for doing simple videos like prepping or preparing for the worst case scenario, those are the same people that will roll up into a ball and suck their thumbs, right? When the rest of us who prepared can actually get the peace of mind you want from just knowing you're ready for everything. And before we get started, guys, please subscribe to our channel. Mercedes and I are getting ready to boondock in the middle of nowhere. No electricity, no water. We're bringing all the food we need.
He's gonna boondock in the middle of nowhere.
Well, I'll go by myself. I'd be happy to take off for a month by myself in the middle of the... No, we're gonna go out in the middle of nowhere, Alabama.
It's summer.
And we're gonna basically show you everything we've learned over the last couple of years. As you guys know, we've been preparing for the last 3 years at Thunder Canyon on 270 beautiful acres of land. Now we have the peace of mind to know that we're ready for everything, right? And it's absolutely amazing the way God made human beings absolutely perfect. The way he designed us is we've got everything that we need. He gave us everything that we need. We're really hard to hurt, and it doesn't take us much to keep going. And so we found through, years of research, we found out the solution to the number one problem about being able to store enough sustenance for you and your family without spending thousands and thousands of dollars on, these big companies that are all over the place that will give you storable food that will last you a year, and you could spend $4,000 to $6,000. This started for us about a year ago when we had one of those big companies, you guys probably know who they are, reach out to us and tell us that they would pay us 40% commissions, right? If we would do a video for them and give a link, and then our members, our family members, the RV Odd Squad, the people we love, would go and spend $5,000 or $10,000 buying storable food for a year for their family, right? The fair purchase. And then we would get a check for $3,000 or $4,000 for that. We didn't feel right about it.
Well, especially because when you do the research and you look at what they're really doing, so much markup. It doesn't need to cost that much.
It's ridiculous. And so we're going to give you all the tools you need to go in and figure out what's right for your family. We don't know what type of food that you like, but we're going to show you how to store it and how much you can actually bring with you. So the key to long-term storage, not spending a fortune with these companies that charge you a fortune for calories. Remember, that's what we're talking about. The average person needs about 1,500 calories a day, but God built us so we can actually survive on around 700. I wouldn't want to try to do that, but we're going to show you how to live if you had to, right?
Yeah.
And in our last video, there's people saying we could never survive in our RV for 3 months. We could survive in an RV for a whole year. And the key to this is this. These buckets right here, storable buckets, right? Now, when I say storable buckets, I mean ones that actually seal tight, right? If
not
you take
your Home
this off,
Depot bucket.
Not your Home Depot bucket.
And it's food grade too, guys.
Right,
These are
food grade. But if you look inside, you're going to see right there that little rubber seal. These are the best buckets we found. And what happens is that no rats can get into this, no mice can get into this, and you can store food in here for years and years and years. You can even leave this sitting outside, and that seal is going to protect this food from rotting or getting wet.
Because here's the thing, it's not enough to just buy the food. If you don't store it properly, you're just throwing your money down the drain. So it's not that you need to protect your food against a hungry person. You got to protect your food against the mice. They're worse.
Yeah, and those people that are making fun of us right now that are not preparing, those are the ones we got to be careful about, right?
Yeah.
Because we'll be ready and they're not. But these buckets are fantastic, you guys. Food grade buckets. We love them. I love potatoes. My people lived on potatoes.
He's Irish.
100% Irish, and my people lived on potatoes for a really long time. You can buy a 40-pound bag of dry flake potatoes, and that is 840 servings in a 40-pound bag. Think about that. Each serving has 200 calories. And again, you're gonna be wanting to look at calories. Now, some people don't like potatoes, but here's one of the cool things. We've got pasta in these, we've got flour in these, we've got potato flakes in these. And what's super easy is, yeah, they come in and out of our house, but when we go and do an RV trip, everybody in Thunder Canyon knows we're going for a ride when they see us walking with buckets, two buckets out to the RV. Where do we store them? There's a million places to store them in your RV. What?
I'm sorry. I'm ready for my RV trip. I got my potatoes.
No, seriously, guys. You can store dried fruit, dehydrated stuff.
Although the dehydrated fruit is really not the best bang for your buck.
No.
You're looking calories, right? So you're probably first thing you're going to think is carbs, pasta, bread, that kind of stuff.
And you can store all that in these buckets.
But think more calorie rich. Let me show you something. If you were going to do cans, for example, I want to show you a visual demonstration. So sweet peas and a can of Spam, right? I know some of you guys, I've already lost you at Spam, but hear me out.
I love Spam.
Hear me out before you judge me. All right, so these are supposed to be healthier, right? But this can has 150 calories. Whereas this is bad, nitrates, blah, 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 right?
Loaded with protein.
But this can has 6 servings of 180 calories. Quick, do the math. That's at least 600, almost 900 or 1,000 calories in this can. So cans are obviously not your friend if you're in an RV because they're heavy. But if you did have some cans, you'd want to think calorie-dense foods like fats. And ironically, one of the things that John absolutely loves and that we have a lot of in our doomsday supply, and again, this is us. I'm not telling you to do this.
Everybody's different.
Chef Boyardee.
I love Chef Boyardee.
He's got a lifetime supply of Chef Boyardee because that is his go-to if there's an apocalypse.
No, my go-to is hash, corned beef hash.
He has
love corned beef hash.
He's very Irish.
I like potatoes, right? And then we have our own chickens, so our eggs are always free for us, right? So corned beef hash, and I've always got a couple of fresh eggs, man. And that's the most important meal of the day, you guys, just a heads up, is your breakfast. If things get tough, and then you want to have a lighter at nighttime. You want your energy stored getting into the day. And so, breakfast is going to be your biggest meal, lunch, and then just a really light meal.
Yeah. So remember, guys, 150 calories, almost 1,000 calories. Which would you rather have?
So again, going back to these things, everybody's a little bit different. Now, when we travel in our RV, whether it's our fifth wheel or our little 25-footer, right, our Winnebago 25-footer, we'll carry probably 3 or 4 buckets, and we'll also carry some of these, right? We'll carry some hash. It's a mixture. Now, if you're home and you're not going to travel in an RV, then cans are a great solution.
Yeah.
The problem with cans is the weight. Right, the weight. So we bring a little bit of both and we store them wherever we possibly can. And you can also get veggies freeze-dried, you guys.
That's a better way to do it.
It's much lighter. It can fit in those same 5-gallon containers and just add a little bit of water or heat or steam and then you got veggies. There's a certain amount of minerals and stuff that you're not going to get in just beans or just flour or Spam. Even Spam you'll get more than most, but things like potatoes, you are lacking some vitamins and minerals in those potatoes that you're not going to get anywhere else.
So especially if you're in an RV, liquids are really heavy. You guys know how heavy liquids can be. So this is bone broth and this is bone broth. Yeah. Which would you rather have if you're in an RV?
Yeah, and we got hundreds of these.
Yeah, this freeze-dried stuff is awesome. Whereas this, but if you are in a sticks and bricks in a traditional home, this is awesome, and you want to store lots of this.
Lots of vitamins and nutrients you need. Bone broth is great, but if we're in an RV, we'll bring 100 bags of these instead.
Yeah. Milk is another one that, there's a lot of shelf-stable milk out there, but I would recommend more the powdered.
Yeah, powdered milk's better. You're going to get the same thing, so just think about how you're doing it. You in a sticks and bricks, you in an RV, depends on your travel. Guys, but it really, quite frankly, it's pretty easy to bring a year's worth of food if you are a full-time RVer. If you're a full-time RVer, you can find storage space all the time. You know, we've got an upper bunk in where Sage sleeps, where it's about 8 feet across. Sage is only 5 foot long, so we can get as much food up there as we possibly want to. And again, this is an all sealable 5-gallon buckets. We can pick what we want. Everybody can pick your food. We're not telling you to buy rice, and we're not telling you to buy beans. We're not telling you to buy flour. We're not telling you to buy powdered eggs, or we're not telling you to buy potatoes. But what we're doing is we're giving you the keys to the kingdom here. Sealed, good 5-gallon buckets, and then pick the food you want. You will save yourself an absolute fortune from these companies. They're using that fear, right, to scare Americans into buying their long-term storage in these 5-gallon buckets, and they've got all these meals in there. If you really take the time and do your research,
it's just instant oatmeal.
It's most of it's instant oatmeal
and mac and cheese.
And mac and cheese.
And then it looks like it has a lot of calories, but it's crap.
Exactly. So the way we're telling you to do it, this is the best way to do it. 5-gallon sealable buckets. Pick the food you want. We're not going to do the research for you. You're still going to have to go in and do the research, but it is not hard, and you don't have to spend a fortune.
Remember, guys, this is for emergency food storage. So we're not saying that you should stop drinking milk altogether and just have powdered milk, or that you should just eat Spam. We're talking about no matter what, you should have that emergency supply, that backup.
Some of the other things you can look at, guys, that have a lot of protein is peanuts, peanut butter. Those are somewhat light.
And it comes in powder form, too.
Freeze-dried is your friend, especially when you're going to go in an RV. Protein bars, again, light.
They have freeze-dried meats, too.
Yep.
So when I think freeze-dried, I just think of fruits. But they have freeze-dried meats that in an emergency situation, then you get the protein and it's lightweight.
Yeah, we've got cans, solid cans that are sealed that have sausage. We love sausage, right? Again, our eggs are free because we have chickens. So we have sausage crumbles. You can do all kinds of things with that.
Yeah.
But guys, it's not that hard to do this. And I hope, you know, one of the best things about doing the work to be prepared. It's not about fear. This isn't about fear. It's about just covering. It's just making sure you and your family have everything you need no matter what happens. And the peace of mind that you get from doing the research and putting that stuff in a closet or in your RV is you can relax and enjoy the day, right? Without knowing that you're ready for anything. So I promised you in the beginning of the video I was going to share 2 things with you. 2 things. Number 1, I love Redmond salt. REDMOND. We try to set up an affiliate relationship with them. We're too small. We're small potatoes, so they wouldn't. Buy it in bulk. Again, put it in the same 5-gallon containers that we've been talking about here. And what's nice about that is some of the ingredients that you're missing in the potatoes or the beans or
in your current diet.
In your current
right
diet, yeah. I use that all the place. I use it as my salt. It's got 60 vitamins and minerals. It's got trace minerals. It's got good stuff in there. So check out Redmond salt. If we missed something, please put it down in the comments. Subscribe to our channel, you guys. I am taking this beautiful lady out in the middle of nowhere with no power, no water. We will have a water source, right? But we're going to be in the middle of nowhere. No one's going to be able to hear you scream. We're going out there for a month. So subscribe to our channel. We're going to share everything we learned. We're going to be bringing out solar generators. We're going to be bringing out generators. We're going to be bringing out everything that we need to survive 1 month. And we'd love to have you join us. Subscribe to our channel. It's coming up fairly soon, the next couple of months. And we look forward to seeing you in the next video.